Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we have this 2023 Infiniti QX60 and we're going to do the side chrome delete installation for this vehicle. So as you can see, this is how it looks before doing the installation on the side panels, and this is how it looks after the installation. So we use the gloss black material, that way it matches the color of the pillars, and it also gives the vehicle a more sportier look with the gloss black material. If you like the product, link for the product will be linked below. But with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. So before we start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the side panels. So all you need is water and baby shampoo mixed together in a spray bottle. Once you have your solution, spray it onto a clean microfiber towel and make sure to start removing all the contaminants that the panel may have. And also, once you're done cleaning the panel, make sure that everything's completely clean and dry. That way the adhesive on the film is able to tack down to each section of the panel, because if there's still any water residue left over or any contaminants, it's going to live even if you apply heat. So you want to make sure everything is completely clean and dry. So once you finish prepping each panel, now we can start with the installation. So with this one, I recommend just placing one side of the film on the actual panel. That way you're able to work with both hands to align it to this section of the panel here. Also, you can open the door. That way you have more space to work with. So just make sure with this one, you give yourself a little bit more space or material to work with in order for you to tuck in inside, if you want to cover at least a little bit more inside here. So just give yourself a little bit more material, and then with the squeegee we'll tuck it underneath, and then use this lower section of the panel as a guide in order to align the film. So just lift the film carefully and align it to the panel. So once you place the film, grab your squeegee and start tagging it down, and make sure you start removing any air that's trapped underneath the film. And also with this one, you are going to have some room to work with in order for you to cover the top section of the chrome. So make sure you start tacking it down, and then afterwards we're going to apply a little bit of heat all the top area. That way the film starts tacking down to the top section before we trim. So now we will grab our heat gun and apply heat all over the panel. That way we help the adhesive on the film activate faster. And then once we're done applying heat, you're going to notice that the film will start molding to the panel and the curved section on the top area of the panel. And once that's done, we're going to trim off all this excess material and also the side. Once you finish trimming off the excess material, the last thing to do before we move on to the next piece is to apply heat one last time. That way we help the film tack down in case it is still lifting after we trimmed it. And now we move on to the next piece. Okay, so now we're moving on to the lower section. So the same steps done for this one, you would repeat it here. Just make sure you align it on the edge to cover the chrome section here. And then just use the lower section of the panel as the guide in order to align the film. So carefully lift it and start aligning it using the lower section. Now we will grab our squeegee, start tacking down the film to secure it, and make sure to remove any air that's underneath the film. And now before we trim out the excess material, we're going to apply heat the same way we did here, just to help the adhesive on the film activate faster. And then after we're done applying heat, then we can trim off the excess material. Once Once you finish applying heat, now just make sure you create the outline of where you're going to trim out the excess material. So there is a gap in between the panel and the window gasket here. So right there, that middle section, that's where you trim out this excess material. Just take your time when you're doing this, that way you don't accidentally scratch the panel. So find the gap and slowly start removing the excess material. Okay, and once you're done trimming off the excess material, apply heat one last time just to help the adhesive activate faster and helping the film tack down to the panel in case there is some lifting on the edges after we trim. And then the same steps that were done for the top and the lower section of the front door, you would repeat for the top and the lower section for the rear door. Okay, so once you finish installing the two pieces for the rear door, now we're moving on to the quarter window side of the panel. So with this one, place the film there, and you want to start by aligning the film right on the edge first, and just aligning it and following the path of the panel. So like that, lift it carefully, and just continue on with the rest of the film. For this one, you may need to open the door in order to trim off this excess material, but before that, we're going to secure this whole section here. And just start removing and securing the film to the panel. And we're going to apply heat just to help the adhesive activate faster, and then we'll trim off the excess material. Once you finish applying heat, just go around the whole section of the panel, making sure that the film stays tacked down. Squeegee everything down, and then once you're good to go, create the outline of where you're going to trim off the excess material. And then carefully with your blade, start trimming off all that excess material. So with this one, let's open the door real quick. You're going to feel a gap where you could trim off the excess material. So the gap should be somewhere around here. You would just follow the path and then trim it off. And just do the same for the top section here and the lower section. So once you finish trimming off all the excess material, the last thing to do will be to apply heat one last time. That way we help the film tack down on each edge. And then for this one, once you're done, the same steps that were done here, you would repeat it here. Make sure you align it on this edge, work your way until you reach it to this. So once you finish with the whole installation for the side chrome delete, the last thing to do would be to grab your heat gun and post heat the entire panel. That way we help the adhesive on each section of the film tack down more faster. And if there's still any film lifting around the edges, we're going to apply heat to help it tack down to secure it. So take your time doing this step, making sure you apply heat all over the film. And then once you're done with this step, you're done with the installation. Thank you for choosing Bogar Tech Design. As a small business, your support means everything to us. If you loved your product, please drop a review. If you have questions or issues, don't forget to message us via email. Once again, thank you so much for the support from our family to yours. So that concludes the installation video for the side chrome delete installation for the 2023 Infiniti QX60. We hope that this video helped you guys out with the installation. If it did, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.